Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering the border migrant crisis. I am in a small community called Mooers, New York. In upstate New York, Clinton County. This is a small town that is just a few miles south of the Canadian border. Why am I here? Well, there has been an uptick in illegal border crossings in this area, and people are crossing into the United States illegally from Canada. There's no border wall there. There's no fencing there, significant fencing, and people seem to be coming and going to Montreal, Canada, and then working their way down from Montreal, which is about 40 or 50 miles to the south of Montreal, and then they're crossing into New York. And a lot of them are ending up coming here in Mooers, New York. I talked to some business owners in this area, and the migrants, or the people that cross into the United States illegally, they're coming to the businesses seeking help. Sometimes they tell the businesses to call Border Patrol, call police. Sometimes they ask the businesses if they can use their restroom to wash up. Sometimes they camp out in back of the businesses because it gets very, very cold here in the wintertime. Matter of fact, just last month, 2 migrants froze to death just north of here on Eddy Road. I'm going to read a report for you, and then I'm going to also take you on a tour around the area. But according to a press release by the New York State Police, they say on March 25th, 2024 at approximately 12:08 p.m., state police members responded to a wooded area off of Eddy Road in the town of Mooers for 2 deceased individuals. Border Patrol agent and a K-9 unit were conducting a routine search in the woods for any criminal activity. K-9s alerted on a black backpack, then a snow-covered mound. Under the snow was a deceased male. The K-9 continued to search the area and alerted on another snow-covered mound, resulting in another deceased male. The 2 deceased males were identified as Abdoulaye Oduye, 25, and Ndongo Sari, 25, both from Senegal. An autopsy was done, pretty much hypothermia, folks. They froze to death. There's a lot of roads north of here, which are hot spots where people that cross in then take the roads to eventually get here. We're talking North Star, Roxham Road, Bush, Eddy, Goki. There's a lot of roads. And then they come into the town here. And once they get into the town here, then they call for someone to pick them up on the side, at a business, because there's a Dollar General, there's a Mobile, there's a Country Kitchen, there's a tractor business. There's a few businesses here, and they'll call, and the smugglers will come and pick them up and take them somewhere, probably most likely New York City or Boston. Other times they surrender. Other times they ask people for rides. This is at the corner of 22 and 11, Clinton County. Now I'm going to show you around the area and show you what is going on here, because the local residents that I spoke to that have been here for generations have never seen it this bad. It's now becoming regular where migrants are popping up left and right in groups, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, sometimes single. They're male, females, kids. There's a variety of people, and it seems like they're coming from multiple different countries, different nationalities like China, Bangladesh, Mexico, Latin American countries. So they're coming from all over. It seems like they're coming to Montreal. But let's go on a tour in the area and show you what Mooers looks like to give you an understanding. This is about 4 or 5 miles south of the Canadian border. This is a little bit west of Champlain, New York. Check it out. All right, folks, here we are in Mooers, New York. And the people are crossing in and working their way down here. They sometimes travel the roads to get here, sometimes go through the woods, sometimes get rides here. This is on Route 11. And then the migrants would knock on some of these people's doors, go in some of the businesses. This is a small community. Another road right here, Hemmingford. They take Hemmingford Road, which is right here. This will take you right to the Canadian border. There's actually a border customs checkpoint in that area. Looks like we got a fire station, Mooers Fire Station, agricultural business, Dragoons Farm Equipment. Was told that some farm equipment have been taken recently. Here we got Sandy's Kitchen. Was told that people would come there to Sandy's Kitchen and ask to use the restroom to wash up or wait outside on picnic tables. Was told here that migrants would come to the mobile station and wait out front. And then also was told that the migrants would go in back here by this shipping container here and hide in there in the wintertime to keep warm, because it's cold up here. It doesn't, it gets 0 out here, and they would hide in there and to keep warm at night. There's not much in this community, and once you get I'll just show you an example. Pine trees. I mean, the area has pine trees just to the north of Mooers, and this is kind of like the terrain you're going to get all the way up to the Canadian border. And the migrants will take trails. They'll go along the creeks, the riverbeds, sometimes fields, and then sometimes just blatantly take the roads. Some want to be caught. Others don't want to be caught. Gotaways. This is like literally in this area the only town and a known spot to come once you make it into the United States. Go to Mooers and arrange for your pickup in Mooers, or arrange for your self-surrender in Mooers. Remember, these migrants are using phones and maps themselves to navigate to locations. But other than that, that seems like that was the business, small business district that we just saw. Now we're getting out of Mooers. So it's not a very big town at all, but it is a spot where people are coming in. There's a grass seed business. Now what I can do for all of you is I could turn around and go back, and we'll go up Hemmingford, and I'll just show you how close it is to the border. And that's what we'll do. We'll turn around here and we'll take a road, take Hemmingford. We'll go back Hemmingford, and I'll show you how we'll go along the roads, because the locals have told me migrants traveling in little small groups would go along Hemmingford down. We'll go back towards Hemmingford. The town is not very big at all. And as the southern border gets more and more secure, in particular Texas, the cartels, smugglers, migrants, all of them are finding new ways to get into the United States. And one of those new ways is Canada. And they're going to Montreal. They're flying to Montreal. It's very easy to get visas. Get to Canada and make that 40, 50 mile journey to the border. Sometimes they walk down to the U.S. border. Sometimes they get dropped off. Also was told that sometimes they rent cars and take cars down and abandon their cars, or even try to sneak their cars in. The northern border up here has a lot of roads that go right up to the Canadian border, and sometimes these people will take cars and try to ride them right across the border and avoid the custom checkpoints. So right up here, we're going to make a left on Hemingford. This is a known migrant travel spot. Look at this. What do we got here? Anybody? No? Just citizens. But are told, folks, that they just walk. And they'll just be seen walking along the road. Sometimes they don't make it down to Mooers and just stop at homes and knock on the door and ask for help. I've been told sometimes residents will have their sheds broken into, or garages, or vehicles. Little things stolen, like money and knick-knack items, or maybe valuables if expensive valuables are left. So Canada is a few miles away. We're going to go to Canada. It's a straight beeline to the north. And you see it, farmland, trees, farmland. Some choose to obscure themselves and hide in the woods and navigate the woods. Others openly just walk. Figure if it's 4 miles, it probably takes from the location that I just showed you all the way up to the Canadian border about an hour walk. If you walk at 4 miles an hour, an hour and a half. This is called the Swanton sector, which consists of this part of upstate New York, Vermont, and northern New Hampshire. And they've had a significant increase in illegal border crossings. There's a sign there that said Montreal, 43 miles. To Montreal. I'm told that most of the time they navigate during the early morning hours or nighttime. They've been seen in the day. So we got a sign here, U.S. Customs, 1 mile. 1 mile to customs. So, not far at all, folks. Pine trees. Forest. Okay, so we are approaching customs, folks, which is a little port of entry, small here. Now, the people that are crossing in usually, well, they bypass this, and they go either to the west or east of this location right here, and they just walk through. There's no border wall up here. And here we are. border. So that is Canada there. If you're on the US side and you would go right through here. They would open the gate, go in and check your documentation to go into Canada. And then people coming into the US would go through there and then come here and show their documentation here like you see there. And then they enter. I'll turn the camera around. And then it says, welcome to Mooers. Welcome to Mooers. And welcome to New York. So, not a far travel. A few miles to the south and you reach Mooers. And people are going through the woods at an unsecure border. How long is this going to go on? Residents told me that, this has just really started in the last year. Is it going to get worse? Is Border Patrol going to tighten it down? Are they going to secure the border up here by putting walls, fencing? Apparently they have trail cams, so they do see, and they catch a lot, but a lot don't get caught. I am on the border. JLR Investigates. Sub to the channel. Like, hit the notification button. I am in Mooers, New York. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.